Vamos a la gramática útil número 2, gustar plus an infinitive. We're moving beyond me gusta, te gusta, learning a little bit more about using the verb gustar, so saying what you and others like to do or don't like to do. Let's learn about forming phrases with the verb gustar. The Spanish verb gustar can be used with an infinitive. In other words, another verb tags along afterwards in the form that ends in AR, ER, or IR, the infinitive form that is the to form. So gustar can be used with the infinitive tagging along to say what you and your friends like to do. Note that gustar, although often translated as to like, is really more similar to the English to please, to be pleasing to someone. Gustar is always used with pronouns that indicate who is being pleased by the activity. Let's take a look. Repitan, me gusta bailar salsa. Me gusta bailar salsa. Now, in air quotes, you can say, I like to dance salsa, but will you please notice that in that sentence there is no yo, there is no I. Gustar is not conjugated in the yo form. It does not say yo gusto, I like. So that translation needs to be an air quotes translation. Really, what the phrase is saying is, to dance salsa is pleasing to me. So you really need to read the sentence kind of backwards. The subject of the sentence is actually to dance salsa. Salsa is the end of the sentence. So to dance salsa is the subject, is pleasing, and the me is called a direct object pronoun, okay? Me gusta, it's pleasing to me. Let's look at another example. ¿Te gusta bailar también? Let's do the air quotes translation. Do you like to dance? But you are not saying tú gustas, right? You're not saying you like. Let's think of the backwards translation. To dance is also pleasing to you. Go backwards. To dance is also pleasing to you. Let's look at the third example. No, pero a Luis le gusta mucho. Repitan. No, pero a Luis le gusta mucho. Air quotes translation. No, but Luis likes it a lot. The real translation, to Luis, okay, it's very pleasing to Luis, backwards translation. Be seeing this clip in the video that you'll be watching during this week's assignments. And notice what one of the young ladies is saying. Un hombre que cocina, también, the cooks, y también and also le gusta bailar y cantar. What is the backward translation of that? To sing and to dance is pleasing to him. And we're going to learn about those direct object pronouns. Le is one that means to him. The pronouns used with gustar, the little words that come before gustar, are known as indirect object pronouns. They show the person who is being pleased or who likes something. And remember, that's going to be the last part of your translation as you go backwards in the translation. When gustar is used with one or more infinitives, it is always used in its third person singular form, gusta. So when you're talking about an activity, something that is pleasing, that backward translation, the activity is pleasing. That is a third person singular form, gusta. Sentences with gusta plus an infinitive can take the form of statements or questions without a change in word order. Let's see how that works. Repitan. Nos gusta cocinar y cenar en restaurantes. Nos gusta cocinar y cenar en restaurantes. Here's the air quotes translation. We like to cook and to eat dinner in restaurants. What are you actually saying, though? Start at the back. To cook and to dine in restaurants is pleasing. There's a third person singular conjugation of gustar, is pleasing to whom? To us. Okay? To cook and to dine in restaurants is pleasing to us. Let's look at the formation of a question. ¿Te gusta cocinar también? What would the air quotes translation be? Do you like to cook also? What is the real translation? To cook is also pleasing to you. Let's look at what those indefinite object pronouns are. Gusta plus an infinitive is used with the following pronouns. Repitan, por favor. Me gusta cantar. Me gusta cantar. What is the literal translation? Do it backwards. To sing is pleasing to me. Repitan. Te gusta cantar. Te gusta cantar. Literal translation. To sing is pleasing to you. Repitan. Le gusta cantar. Le gusta cantar. Now this one's a little tricky. What is the literal translation? To sing is pleasing to him, or to her, or to you, singular formal. So we're going to get into how do you create a little clarifying phrase to help you understand to whom that is pleasing, because you can't quite tell when you say le gusta. It can be pleasing to a number of different people. Me gusta, clear. Te gusta, clear. Let's continue. Repitan. Nos gusta cantar. Nos gusta cantar. Who is the singing pleasing to now? To us, exactly. Once again, you may need a clarifier here. Who is the us? Is it the students and I? Is it Maria and I? So it might need some clarification. Repitan. Os gusta cantar. Os gusta cantar. Might that need a clarifier? Absolutely. It's pleasing to you guys, you gals. Which? You and Jose? You guys and gals, all the students over there? And the last one, repitan. Les gusta cantar. Les gusta cantar. Who is singing pleasing to here? Could be confusing. To them, ellos. To them, a group of just girls. To you all, the formal ustedes. Now here's something you need to be aware of. Ojo, look out. Do not confuse these indirect object pronouns, me, te, le, nos, os, les, which mean to me, to you, to them. There's a little word to there. This is an object. It's receiving action. Don't confuse them with the subjects. Yo, tú, él, ella, which come at the beginning of the sentence. I, you, he, she. Those don't have the to in front of them. They are not objects. They are not the recipients of action. The subject pronouns are the subjects of the action. So look at the difference and remember that. Now, when we come to the clarifiers, you might see these subject pronouns coming back into place here. But try to keep them separate. It's something that's going to get crisscrossed in your brain. That's understood. That's a part of new learning. But just remember, they're very distinct. They have separate jobs in a sentence. So how do you create those clarifiers when it's confusing? Le gusta, pleasing to him, to her, to you formal. Nos gusta, pleasing to us. Who? Which us? Well, when you use gusta, you can also use a plus the person, which is the literal to and the people you're speaking about, to emphasize or clarify who it is who likes the activity mentioned. Clarification is particularly important with le and les, because le can be to him, to her, to you formal. Les can be to them. Which them? To ustedes, to you all, to who? Which you all? Because they refer to several people. Let's take a look at how this works. Le gusta navegar por internet. What is the backward translation of this? To surf the net is pleasing to, not quite sure. He or she or whoever likes to browse, so to navigate is pleasing to who? Look how the clarifiers work. A Beto le gusta navegar por internet. In other words, to surf the net is pleasing to him. Le gusta, you have to have the indirect object pronoun there, but the clarifier would be a Beto. A Beto le gusta navegar. If you wanted to just say to him, a él le gusta. To her, a ella le gusta. The thing that always has to be present is the indirect object pronoun le. The clarifier is in front, a, and then whoever it might be. So air quotes, Beto likes to browse the internet, or he likes to browse the internet. Remember the real translation. To surf the internet is pleasing to him, él, le, and then your clarifier. Let's look at some more examples. A ellos les gusta cantar. So if you break it out there, to sing is pleasing to les, whatever group it might be. A ellos is the clarifier. So air quotes, they like to sing. Another ejemplo. A nosotros nos gusta conversar. Okay, to converse is pleasing to us, which us, a nosotros. So that nosotros could be a group that's masculine, feminine, we, or all masculine, we. So air quotes, we like to talk. One more example. A Sergio y a Anilu les gusta bailar. So to dance is pleasing to them. Les, we're not quite sure who the les is indicating to. So we have the clarifier to Sergio and to Anilu. Notice if we have two people who are being pleased, you want to name them individually, you have to have the two in front of each of them. Air quote translation, Sergio and Anilu like to dance. Now we mentioned a little bit earlier that me gusta and te gusta are clear. You know who the activity is pleasing to, but you may want to emphasize or clarify what you or a close friend like, and you would say a mí with me gusta for emphasis. Notice that me has an accent. Without it, what does me mean? It means my, which is much different than to me, so it has to have an accent. A ti is the emphasis for te gusta, so to you. Emphasis does not have an accent. Let's look at how this works. A mí me gusta alquilar películas, pero a ti te gusta mirar televisión. Repitan, por favor. Get some practice speaking. A mí me gusta alquilar películas, pero a ti te gusta mirar televisión. Air quotes, I like to rent movies, but you like to watch television. What is the real translation? To rent movies is pleasing to me, emphasis to me, but to watch television is pleasing to you, with the extra emphasis a ti. Notice that me has an accent, ti does not. A mí me gusta sacar fotos. Another ejemplo. So to recap our indirect object pronouns, repitan por favor, me, te, le, nos, os, les, are used with gusta and an infinitive. And here are the clarifiers. Repitan, a mí me, a ti te. Notice that a mí and a ti are not needed unless you want to emphasize or clarify. Clarification is often needed with le or les. We're going to review that in a moment. Note that when me is used, there is an accent. So if you wanted to say to dance is pleasing to me, like really is pleasing to me, a mí me gusta bailar. And you want to ask, do you like to dance? Is it pleasing to you? A ti te gusta bailar? Let's look at the clarifiers for the rest of the indirect object pronouns. Repitan, a él le gusta bailar. A ella le gusta bailar. A usted le gusta bailar. Given the fact that le can be used for any of the third person singular objects, you might need to clarify there. Let's continue with nos. Repitan. A nosotros nos gusta. A nosotras nos gusta. To you guys or you gals, guys and gals. Repitan. A vosotros os gusta. A vosotras os gusta. And the same as with les can be confusing because this will be something is pleasing to them. We don't know who to them might be. Repitan, a ellos les gusta, a ellas les gusta, a ustedes les gusta. Now remember with le, it could be a Roberto le gusta, a María le gusta, a la estudiante le gusta. For a ellos, it could be a Margarita y a Roberto les gusta. You might have a even more of a definitive clarifier there. We'll take a closer look at these clarifiers that might need even more in-depth clarification. So we're using le, but we want to state a person's name. Take a look. A Juan le gusta bailar. A Ana le gusta caminar. A usted le gusta practicar deportes. With nos, it's to us something is pleasing, but maybe you want to be more specific. A Ana y a mí nos gusta bailar. For you guys, a Ana y a ti, to Anna and to you all, something is pleasing. Les instead of a ellos, you might need to name individuals. A Ana y a Juan les gusta caminar. Maybe it's two females. A Ana y a María les gusta. And maybe it's you all. A Ana y a usted. So here's the way they each need to have a in front if you need to further clarify with the indirect object pronouns. Now it's your turn. Recap by starting with a double cross chart and start with may. How would you fill in the other boxes and put the clarifiers? May, a mí. Next, we would have te and the clarifier a ti. The next singular indirect object pronoun, le, the clarifiers are a él, a ella, a usted, a Marco, a la chica, etc. Now to the plurals. To us, something is pleasing. Nos, with the clarifiers a nosotros, a nosotras, a María y a mí, if you need to be more specific. How about to you guys, you gals? Os, with the clarifiers a vosotros, a vosotras, maybe a María y a ti. And finalmente, to them or to you all. Les, clarifiers a ellos, a ellas, a ustedes. Maybe a Marco y a Margarita. Maybe a las estudiantes. Maybe a la profesora y a usted. So you might need to be more definitive. Ojo de práctica. This is going to be one of your actividades para la práctica in your tarea for this module. Atleta 23, can you tell what the following people like to do based on their online names? You're going to pick their preferred activities from the column to the right, and then you're going to create a statement that says that activity is pleasing to them. Here's our modelo. We have cantante 29. And you need to put the clarifier to cantante 29, le gusta cantar. So you're going to pick the activity. It would be cantar for cantante. You need to put the expression le gusta is pleasing to that person, but we don't know who it would be, so we need our clarifier. A cantante 29 le gusta cantar. These are las personas. A la izquierda is their online name, and a la derecha, la actividad. Bien, número 1. Pianista 18. Say the whole frase, por favor. A pianista 18 le gusta tocar el piano. Repitan por favor to get some práctica de hablar. A pianista 18 le gusta tocar el piano. 2. Atleta 23. Say it aloud first and then we'll check for corrections. Repitan por favor. A atleta 23 le gusta practicar deportes. 3. You say the frase primero. Artista 12. Repitan. A artista 12 le gusta pintar. 4. Estudiante 31. Repitan. A estudiante 31 le gusta estudiar. 5. Fotógrafo 11. Repitan. A fotógrafo 11 le gusta sacar fotos. 6. Cocinero 13. Repitan. A cocinero 13 le gusta cocinar. En 7. Bailarina 39. Repitan. A bailarina 39 le gusta bailar. To create negative sentences with gusta, plus infinitive, you just simply put no before the pronoun in gusta. So the expression nos gusta has to stay together like glue. Nos gusta trabajar, and the no goes right in front. So repitan por favor. No nos gusta trabajar. No nos gusta trabajar. The literal backwards translation, to work is not pleasing to us. Repitan por favor. A Roberto no le gusta cocinar. A Roberto no le gusta cocinar. So notice the placement here, clarifier, then no, in front of the indirect object pronoun expression. And literal translation, to cook is not pleasing to him, to Roberto, to clarify. To agree with someone's opinion, you use también, also. So something is pleasing to me, also. Something is pleasing to him, also. To disagree, you use no, or you use tampoco, neither. So it is not pleasing to me, neither. Let's take a look. Repitan. Me gusta patinar. Me gusta patinar. Literal translation, to skate is pleasing to me. Repitan. A mí no. A mí no. No me gusta practicar deportes. No me gusta practicar deportes. Me gusta tocar instrumentos musicales. Repitan. Me gusta tocar instrumentos musicales. So the literal translation, to me, no, or not to me. No me gusta practicar deportes. To practice sports is not pleasing to me. To play musical instruments is pleasing to me. Repitan. A mí también. A mí también. Literal translation, also to me. Go backwards with these. Me gusta tocar el piano. Repitan. Me gusta tocar el piano. To play piano is pleasing to me. Repitan. ¿Y a ti? ¿Y a ti? And to you? Repitan. Me gusta tocar la guitarra. Tengo un violín en casa, pero no me gusta tocar el violín. Literal translations. To play the guitar is pleasing to me. I have a violin at home, but to play the violin is not pleasing to me. Repitan, por favor, a mí tampoco. A mí tampoco. Literal translation, neither to me. So me neither. Bien, this is also a práctica that you're going to do for la tarea for module 7B. You're going to describe what everyone in the park likes to do. Let's do an example first. So we have Melinda and Celia. You can see that they like to skate. So how would you put the expression together with the clarifier that to skate is pleasing to them with the clarifier to Melinda and to Celia? It would look like this. A Melinda y a Celia, there's your clarifier. Les, that's the to them, the indirect object pronoun, gusta patinar. To skate is pleasing to them, clarifier to Melinda and Celia. How about Miguel and Natalia? How would you say, air quotes, Miguel and Natalia like to practice sports? Repitan, por favor. A Miguel y a Natalia les gusta practicar deportes. Take a look at David, and tell me that he likes to walk. To walk is pleasing to him, specifically to David. Repitan, a David le gusta caminar. ¿Qué les gusta hacer a Elena y a Francisco? How would you let me know that they like to dance? Repitan, a Elena y a Francisco les gusta bailar. And we have the les because it's plural to them. ¿Qué le gusta hacer a Ana? Let me know that Anna likes to talk on the phone. To talk on the phone is pleasing to her, specifically to Anna. Repitan, a Ana le gusta hablar por teléfono. ¿Qué le gusta hacer a Héctor? Tell me that Hector likes to listen to music. Repitan, a Héctor le gusta escuchar música. And finalmente, looks like Carlos likes to play the guitar. ¿Qué le gusta hacer a Carlos? Repitan, a Carlos le gusta tocar la guitarra.